So you're thinking of carrying a gun. First thing I would say to you is bravo. The Second Amendment grants us all the ability to protect ourselves and to arm ourselves. And unfortunately, states get involved, the government gets involved, and they kind of muck that up a little bit with regulation and fees and all that good stuff. If you are a law-abiding citizen, then you can certainly pass a background investigation, pay a small fee, and get your carry permit in most states that offer the carry permits. It's very easy to get. Go to your local gun range or find someplace on Facebook where they are offering lessons and classes. It just takes a few hours. They have guns there that they will loan you to do the class if you don't have one yet. In a few hours you will get your certificate, and from there it's just a matter of some paperwork with the government, fingerprints and picture, and waiting about a month and a half, and you are pretty much good to go with your carry permit. Now, that's the first lesson in being responsible gun owner, obviously, especially if you're going to carry. The second one is to find a gun. If you don't have one, there are a ton of guns that you can go with. You can go full-size gun like this Glock 17. You can go with a small pocket pistol like this little 380, which is a really nice round if you have tight pants, or if you have a small purse, or cargo shorts, and you just want to run out to Home Depot or run out someplace where you're legally allowed to carry these, then this little Ruger LCP 380 might fit the bill. You might even want to go with an intermediate pistol, which are the more common carry guns. Pretty much my first carry gun would have been this one right here. This is the Glock 19. It's what they consider a compact gun. It's still pretty decent size. It's a little bit smaller than its big brother, the Glock 17. This one here is full size. You probably don't want to carry it, although you can, and I have done it. But this is the Glock 19. Great gun. If you were to get a first gun and you were unsure what to get, you wanted to use it for carry, conceal carry, if you wanted to use it in your home for protection, basically anywhere where you would need to protect yourself, your friends, your family, other people that you might encounter that would need help like that. This is a fantastic first gun, and I would highly recommend a Glock 19. It's a great gun. Okay, now keep in mind that the size of the guns really do matter. If you don't want to carry a big gun, then you're going to have to go with something smaller. Glock also makes the Glock 26. They call it the baby Glock. So it's a little bit smaller than the one I just mentioned, the Glock 19. Same size round, 9mm. Holds one in the chamber, and then it's got 10 in the magazine. So that gives you 11 rounds to do a lot of things. 11 rounds will certainly protect yourself, hopefully, and friends or family if you needed to. You have other options like this Taurus G2C, and I'll talk about price here in just a few minutes. This is about the same size as the Glock 26. And then you even go into the Glock 48, which is the same size as the Glock 19, only it is much thinner, as you can see. It's much thinner. It's a single stack magazine, which means that the ammunition, the rounds are in a stack, as opposed to the Glock 19 where they are staggered. Okay, so this magazine here is wider than this one, which makes, yeah, again, it's all going to be the personal preference, but This one here you would think would be a little bit more comfortable to carry, and in my opinion it kind of is, depending on how you carry it, than the wider magazine. Let's see, let's put that back. Again, so getting back to what you're going to be using your gun for, whether it's carry or home protection or both. I mean, that's why you buy a gun. You buy a gun in order to protect yourself. And all these guns serve multi-roles as far as that's concerned. The other thing that might come up would be the cost. You know, what gun can you afford? If you have $250 to spend on a gun and that's all you got, there are a bunch of options. Getting back to this little Ruger 380, just as one example, this one here is under $200. Maybe it might be $210 or something like that, depending on, but you can find these relatively cheap. The same for this Taurus G2C, which is a really, really nice gun. It holds 12 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. It's 13 rounds. This one here is under $200, and it is a fantastic gun. It would make a great first gun. Buy what you can afford, and because it's better to have a gun than no gun. Obviously, it's an old saying. It's better to have one than to not have one. The next thing you're going to want to do once you lock in a gun that you like, something that's comfortable. You might have gone to the range and rented one of their guns that you thought that you liked, it was in your price range, and you shot it and it felt good to you. You could have been really good with it as far as marksmanship. Once you have those things locked in, keep practicing. It's important to be good with your gun. Get comfortable with the gun. Let it become a natural part of your hand whenever you're holding a gun, okay? Because safety is very, very important, but make sure that you're comfortable with this gun. It's important to know how to unload it, load the magazine, put the magazine in the gun, obviously. Be comfortable with racking the slide, because that's also really important. It's something that you're going to have to do when you're carrying your gun. Now, whether you carry one with one in the chamber or you carry without one in the chamber, that's your option. I have my personal views on it, and anytime I carry, I've got one in the pipe, got one in the chamber. It just makes so much sense. If you're going to be responsible enough to carry a gun and get a license and have that kind of responsibility, then you could easily, hopefully, have the kind of responsibility that's needed to carry one in the chamber, because that's the only way that gun's going to go off. Is if there's one in the chamber, that's the only way you're going to be able to stop the bad guy. And sometimes, and most of the time, seconds count when it comes to things like that. Be comfortable loading it and shooting it and carrying it, and it's even important to be comfortable cleaning this thing. You know, taking these things down is just easy, especially in these Glocks. I say that now. There we go. It's very easy to take down. There's just 3 or 4 parts and you're good. You can do a basic cleaning that way. And putting it back together is just as easy. Okay? So, get comfortable with the gun. Loading, shooting, carrying, and cleaning. The other thing is actually carrying the darn thing. At some point, you're going to want a holster. You got to have a holster if you're going to carry it. And there are a lot of options when it comes to holsters. You have some that are outside the waistband holster. You can just kind of, I'm sorry, this is actually the inside the waistband. You put this on the inside, so this touches your hip. This slides over the pants and hooks onto your belt. This is an inside waistband holster. This is another version of the inside waistband holster. I love this holster. This is a Galco holster. It actually fits a couple guns that I've got, and that's the nice thing about these. I think this one here will fit my Glock. It doesn't fit the Glock too well. It does fit a couple of the other Glocks. It fits my Shield, a couple other guns that I carry quite a bit. This probably would specifically be made for my Shield, but it does hold other guns. You also have these little things right here, just these little nylon carrying pouches, these little holsters, and they fit smaller guns. It's better to have something like that to protect the trigger and the trigger guard. Okay, now I will sometimes just throw these in a pair of cargo shorts and I'm good to go. I at least have something. When I can't have the one that I want, I at least want to have something, and this fits the bill. You also have other types of holsters. Now this one here is certainly outside the waistband. These are Blackhawk CQB holsters, and these are real big paddle holsters, and these are really comfortable. I wear these a lot with to the range, and they actually have retention. So basically, when you put your gun in, this little system right here locks onto the trigger guard and keeps the gun from coming out, so that you can carry this pretty securely. If you live in a climate where you have to have a coat 6 months out of the year, or at least have different seasons, I really like to wear these. I don't so much here in Florida because it's always fairly warm, or it's basically cool even in the winter. And you do need to be careful about most states when it comes to how you're carrying, because you don't want to print, and printing is when you're carrying your gun and it's underneath your clothes, but you can still see parts of the gun. You know, like the grip sticks out, and you can clearly see that it's some kind of weapon. A lot of states are pretty stiff on those kind of requirements, to where you don't want to see any printing, and some states are pretty lax about it. Florida here doesn't seem to be too bad. I've had some experience with guns printing lately, and you know, it's just one of those things. You just want to be mindful. Just be mindful about it. Another type of holster that you could get, if you're interested, is a shoulder rig system. Now, I happen to like this one because I was big into Miami Vice in the 80s. So a shoulder holster system is good if you wear a shirt underneath of it, or if you're wearing a jacket, you don't wear a belt maybe, and you want to be able to carry your gun. This is a really good option. They make plenty different kinds of these. I happen to like this one. This is the Miami Classic. I have it set up to carry the majority of the Glocks. Any of the 9mm will fit in this one. And it also has a magazine pouch with 2 magazines in it. So that's another route to go. To recap a little bit, you know, it's really important, if you are going to carry, just get a gun that you're comfortable carrying. Something that feels good in your hand, something that you'll want to carry on a daily basis. Something with usable controls that you can easily manage with a little bit of practice. As far as the intended use of the gun that you purchase, whether it's carry, whether it's home protection, maybe a truck gun, you know, like a multi-role gun, you know, you're going to want to keep it on your nightstand. You're going to want to carry it. Make sure it's something that's nice enough for you that you want to do that. And getting back to the cost, just buy what you can afford, you know. Like I said, if you only have $250 and that's all you've got, then buy a gun that's within that $250. Get you some ammo, and start practicing with it. And definitely, as far as holsters go, check out holsters. You know, buy a couple different ones. You can return them at most places. Buy something that's going to be comfortable, because I'll tell you right now, not all holsters are made the same. Some are a lot more comfortable than others. If you do carry inside the waistband, you would really, really like one of these. It's just one of these bigger holsters. It's got 2 retention clips right here that fit right over your belt. On the inside, it fits over your pants. Alien Gear makes a really nice one. Like I said, this one here is Galco. This is really nice. Man, I tell you what, if you don't even wear belts, you could even get one of these. It's a belly band. It basically has Velcro on it, and You just wrap it around your waist, Velcro it. It's got a little spot right here for a gun. It's got another little one over here, place for 2 magazines. These are actually pretty cool. If you happen to be wearing pants that maybe doesn't have belt loops, or you're wearing a pair of sweatpants and you still want to carry, get something. Just get a gun that you're comfortable with, go out and have fun with it. Shoot it, become comfortable with it, let it become part of your everyday thing. You know, the term for that is EDC, everyday carry. And if you are going to carry this every day, just try out different things and see what works best for you. I really hope this video helps some of you new to shooting, or new to carrying, or new to firearms in general. There's a lot of things to consider, and if you guys happen to be watching this video and you have any questions, just put a comment up there. So far I've been able to answer every single comment. I get the emails here on YouTube, and I'll be glad to answer any questions. Hope you guys have a great day. I hope this video helps a little bit. It certainly didn't cover everything that you need to know, but some basics anyway. Have a wonderful day. See you guys later.